Hi, everyone. My name is Carl Horeski. I'm going to talk to you today about contracts. Now, a contract is a legally binding agreement that is enforced by the full weight of the court. In the event that either party to a contractual agreement fails to perform according to the terms of the contract, the other party may then take legal action. Contract breach. A breach of a contract is a failure without a legal excuse to perform any promise that forms all or part of the contract. Crucial element is the economic motive for the party committing the breach. Do they commit this breach in order to achieve a financial gain or to avoid an economic loss? Contract damages and remedies. There are four types of damages and remedies associated with a contract. They are monetary damages, which stands for the party who breached the contract can be held responsible for the loss that was caused by the breach. Number two, specific performance. In some cases, the appropriate remedy for a breach of contract is to force the breaching party to complete the terms of the agreement. Number three, rescission. Rescission allows the non-breaching party to essentially be released from performance obligations. And lastly, liquidation damages. Sometimes it's very difficult to determine how much a person was damaged by a breach of contract. Let's talk about complex licensing agreements for a little bit. Some licensing agreements are standard and straightforward. Other types can be complicated. In a complex licensing agreement, there are many issues to consider. Some will vary depending on the nature of the business and the relationship, such as exclusivity. This applies to a buyer who agrees to purchase goods exclusively from a seller so that the seller is the only provider of the goods. Another one is limitations. A license is usually limited to a certain time period, a certain format, a certain industry, or within certain geographical boundaries. There's also sublicenses. The parties to whom the license may grant sublicenses and under what circumstances must be carefully determined and clearly spelled out in the agreement. Any modifications. Modification is the change in part or whole occurring to a legally binding agreement between two or more parties. Any updates? In a simple licensing agreement, updates generally occur regularly and are included in the license, offered as a subscription, or offered only with an upgrade. Compensation. Compensation structures in a licensing agreement may be complex, combining upfront payments and royalties that may be tiered. Confidentiality. Licensing of software, manufacturing processes, and technologies may require a non-disclosure agreement. Let's talk about the whole contract process. Contract writing is broken up into stages to organize efforts and structure the process. The stages are the initial request. The contract management process begins by identifying contracts and pertinent documents to support the contract's purpose. Number two, writing the contract, drafting the actual document. Number three, negotiating the contract. The process that involves discussing and compromising on contract terms in order to reach a final agreement between two or more parties. Number four, approving the contract. The instance in which most bottlenecks occur is getting management approval. Number five, execution of the contract. This is the process of signing an agreed contract after which its terms become binding on the parties to the contract. Obligation management, number six. This is those duties that each party is legally responsible for in a contract agreement. Number seven, revisions and amendments. When overlooked items are found, systems must be in place to amend the original contract. Number eight, auditing and reporting. Contract audits are important in determining both an organization's compliance with the terms of the agreement and any possible problems that might arise. And lastly, renewal. To renegotiate payment and delivery terms, lower cost, leverage volume discounts, increase performance levels, and address issues with the previous contract. Let's talk about the complexity of the contract. As time passes, the seller's cost and the buyer's needs change, in both complicated and unpredictable ways. Contracts need to be complex because of the uncertainty of their future. Any unforeseen events could influence the cost or value of the performance of the contract. Contract also needs to be complex for the courts to decide how to interpret it. It's the complexity of a contract that can tell a court something about the contractual goals of the parties, the process of how it was negotiated, and the environment that the parties faced when they entered into the contract. In conclusion, a reminder that a contract is a legal binding document, therefore all the terms and conditions contained within it must be met. Neither the buyer nor the seller can choose to not conform or to not fulfill the requirement of the contract. It's against the law. References for this video were Brown, What are the remedies available for a contract breach? Complex licensing agreements from KPPB Law, Conlon B, The Fundamentals of Contract Management, and lastly, Posner, Eggleston, and Zeckhauser, The Design and Interpretation of Contracts, Why Complexity Matters. Thank you.